two posts in here in particular are being circulated right now. At least it appears that some humans have seen them. And they're fucking pointless. They're fucking pointless. Let's begin here first. And there's a stupid TikTok noise in here because I figured people would probably see it if I do that. And these are some of the fucking morons who did chime in, mind you. If you look closer, if it went too fast, they're justifying what I was calling attention to. Bernie Sanders is somebody who works for our masters. He was in place to collect money. He was a fundraiser. Not to benefit you and I, but to skim even more money off the top of, innocent people's households. And he's done this multiple fucking times, which is why I left Feel the Burn on YouTube. Let's jump in there for a second, just see if anybody's even seen the fucking video, because YouTube usually won't show people shit. Will it be 4 views? Let's find out. Oh, I forgot, and I hit my daily limit. Oh, look, 4 views. It's predictable as fuck. And somebody did chime in. What did they say? I don't remember. Let's look at this first. 1 second. Oh, and here's the video if you want to know what it is. That's it. Fucking pointless. Fucking pointless. So somebody said, I bet that train goes straight to China. And I forgot. I gotta jump through those other stupid hoops because you can't see everything in one lump sum. And it's still not doing it. Oh, it's way down here. I forgot. Said, did America sign the Antarctic Treaty? Now look up whether or not China has. And I can't see the rest because I gotta click more. Look at there were so many words on this screen. They had to, edit some of them out or hide some of them. Despite this giant fucking gap. This is like saying the world is overpopulated. People are stupid and they buy into it. We aren't complaining about this. YouTube is such a big fucking platform and they can't fucking fix the formatting on here. Some people are paying to use the YouTube service. Do they experience this, or is this just a tactic for people like me who are using this for free? It's something else you could consider. You could kick around. I also left another comment on there, but I don't see it, so fuck it. Yeah. So, back to point. If you're still hanging out, 861 people supposedly saw this stupid fucking post on the China app. 42 clicked the little heart sigil. 2 of them took it upon themselves, to bookmark it. And 5 fucking morons have chimed in, at least, I think. And these are what I was highlighting a minute ago. Somebody used an emoji because originally they said something else fucking stupid. Somebody said, I can't blame him. So I said, your learning curve is noted. Somebody said, who wouldn't? And I responded, an honest man. And there was another comment in here from this fucking idiot. Oh, there they are. I'm just being a fucking idiot. I didn't see it. He's the same one that said, can't blame him because he's a moron. And that's the initial thing the initial interaction that we had. And 3 fucking morons clicked the little heart sigil. Because people are still justifying what Bernie Sanders did. Now, I left something else on here, and I put a little bit of subliminal imagery in there. Sort of. I mean, it's just a blink and you'll miss it moment, but I'm pointing out propaganda. So, this cat video, because it involves a cat, and it's fucking pointless. It is funny, but it's fucking pointless. And there's a black science man in here. Just saying. Why would I say something like that? Do any of you guys know what I'm talking about? I mean, going back, I grew up in the 80s and watching movies from even the 60s and the 70s, but primarily the 70s and the 80s. You used to have people of other ethnicities pop up in movies and have some strong roles here and there. Not as many as they probably deserve, but here and there. And it wasn't a big fucking deal. And you can see this if you go back through movies. And people just blend in. And it's fucking beautiful. But now people have to point shit like that out. And make a big stink out of it. And turn it into something that it's not. So that's why I said, oh, but there's a black scientist guy in there. Because you probably want to know that. And you probably want to have an issue with something. And or complain about something else that doesn't have a black scientist guy in there. I don't hear anybody, whining, why isn't Bill Nye, the actor, also black? Just like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, that's just how good this crap is these days. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. But what do I know? Here's a cat video.
Scientists discovered a magical phenomenon. When you pick up a cat and throw it down, no matter how you throw it, the cat can always land on its four limbs every time. When a buttered slice of bread drops to the ground, it's always the buttered side that faces down. So, scientists conducted an experiment. They tied the buttered bread to the cat's back with the buttered side facing up to see which one would land first when thrown like this. Something astonishing happened. The cat actually kept rolling in the air. Could it be that both the cat and the butter were competing to land first and they were fighting in the air? The scientists were extremely excited. Isn't this a perpetual motion machine? They regarded the constantly rotating cat as an energy source and put it into a generator. Instantly, the entire city was brightly lit, solving the problem of global energy shortage. However,
well, I was trying to click on this, but it didn't do it.
An energy source and put it into a generator. Instantly, the entire city was brightly lit, solving the problem of
That's what I was trying to highlight. Because it is. And it's nonsense. But so is the flat earth disc. And all the multiple domes of bullshit.
Energy shortage. However, this experiment was questioned by many people. So, someone simulated this experiment at home. He wanted to prove with facts that this was a hoax. He smeared butter on the bread and then tied the bread to a little cat. Unexpectedly, the bread was eaten by the little cat. He tied it again and then threw it down. Surprisingly, the little cat also started rotating. It turns out that this experiment is true. It's simply incredible. If you have a cat at home, hurry up and give it a try. Scientists discovered
This is where we're at with things. And if you look at the other posts in here, nothing. For the most part. I mean, this one in particular, and this it's got a dude with more melanin in his skin than I have. But he's also he's a Zionist puppet. He's a celebrity puppet. It's Method Man. Curtis whatchamacallit, if memory serves me. Either way. I left a lengthy fucking video on YouTube having to do with this, and it was fucking censored. This is the short version, and next to no one has fucking seen it. And yet, it's got Method Man in there. But I do a little bit of talking afterwards, probably, which is why people haven't seen it.
Today's youth is crazy angry and they're learning faster. And America is scared to death of that shit. They gonna blow us up before they let us...
Oh, and I forgot, my reversed moniker's in here too. Maybe that's why.
...come into power. You can believe that shit. All that shit's gonna burn. All of it.
So you believe in some kind of Armageddon?
Yeah, most definitely. We in the last times and days right now. The Illuminati's in effect. See, the Illuminati ain't nothing but like it's going to be a second Great Depression out here in America. Except this time, corporate America's prepared themselves for it. Meaning when it hits, their money is going to be safe. As far as the rest of us that don't own our own businesses and things of that nature, so we're going to be killing each other in the streets, man. Mad Max and beyond Terror Dome and all that is going to be on, man. And they're going to have to blow us up, which is what they're going to do. They're going to inject us with these, they're going to say it's like for everybody mandatory AIDS testing because AIDS is so widespread. They're going to be giving them vaccines for it so they don't catch it off top like measles, mumps, and stuff like that. But in all actuality, what they're doing is putting microchips in and your babies so they can keep tabs on where you're at. That's deep. That's deep. They're not even using money anymore as far as paper. It's going to be cards to show what status you are, about how financially well off you are, or whatever. You know, what do you own, and it'll tell everything about you. Welfare is gone. They just going, funds for schooling, gone.
The irony is...
Now, what you got to kick around is he was doing quite well at the time. He was up and coming. There's no reason he would feel necessarily obligated to rattle off bullet points to people like he just did. It also sounds like he forgot one of the bullet points that he was trained to memorize, if I'm not mistaken. I'm speculating on that note, but it's pretty fucking wild what he just rattled off, which is what I go on to complain about. And it's not that long, but again, it wasn't shown to anybody. Obviously, no one fucking dug this, even though what I'm pointing out is superficial shit, but it's still relevant to what we're experiencing and what we just experienced, 2020 to present day, which he was talking about back in 1995, because this was an act of lesser magic.
This is going to tell you that this is coming from an AI overview. And you can assume what you will. But 10 to 1, he was spoon-fed every single one of those bullet points. that he just rattled off in that video to serve as lesser magic. I shit you not. Some of this shit people could kind of see, I imagine, down the line. Some of it, but not point for point. And not presented the way he presented it. He tells you how this entire thing is punctuated, and then he starts giving you the bullet points that build up to it. In order, mind you. It's pretty fucking unlikely. But what the fuck do I know?
And this video was on YouTube, but YouTube deleted it. Here, if you want to hear it again, now that I just rattled that out, I'm going to jump back so we can reset this appropriately.
Today's youth is crazy angry and they're learning faster. And America is scared to death of that shit. They gonna blow us up before they let us come into power. You can believe that shit. All that shit's gonna burn. All of it.
Do you believe in some kind of Armageddon?
Yeah, most definitely. We in the last times and days right now. The Illuminati's in effect. See, the Illuminati ain't nothing but like it's gonna be a second Great Depression out here in America. Except this time, corporate America's prepared themselves for it. Meaning when it hits, their money is gonna be safe. As far as the rest of us that don't own our own businesses and things of that nature, so we're gonna be killing each other in the streets, man. Mad Max and Beyond Terror Dome and all that is gonna be on, man. And they're gonna have to blow us up, which is what they're gonna do. They're gonna inject us with these, they're gonna say it's like for everybody mandatory AIDS testing because AIDS is so widespread. They're gonna be giving them vaccines for it so they don't catch it off top like measles, mumps, and stuff like that. But in all actuality, what they're doing is putting microchips in and your babies so they can keep tabs on where you're at. That's deep. That's deep. They're not even using...
You notice that again, it sounds like he forgot what he was supposed to memorize. Where he has to slip in, and your babies. If you look up the schedule, which I actually think I did just pinch a video. And it's got the Star Wars Imperial March in there. And it has to do with the baby schedule, having to do with you-know-what, which I can't talk about because our masters control all these forms of communication they provided us with. They control the DARPA internet. They control that aspect of what, by all rights, allegedly has to do with you and I and our health. So I can't say those words on the internet without being censored, typically speaking. Especially on TikTok and especially on YouTube. Instagram LifeLog 2.0 is a little bit more lax these days, and I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's because our masters fulfilled their quota. I was having a conversation with somebody last night and had to ask point blank, did you have to step over dead bodies in the street? Because I know I haven't. I said, is Harrison Ford still alive? Is whatchamacallit who played Gandalf and Magneto still alive? Sure as shit they are. But that's pretty unlikely. It's pretty unlikely if what we were told, sold, and urged to repeat was remotely true. You and I are being manipulated, and most people are dumb enough to believe it.
Money anymore as far as paper. It's going to be cards to show what status you are.
And he's talking about social credit slavery. That's the next stage beyond, debt slavery. And most people don't realize they're debt slaves, even though anybody who identifies as a citizen became a debt slave in 1913 when the Federal Reserve was established.
About how financially well off you are or whatever. What do you own, and it'll tell everything about you. Welfare is gone. They just going, funds for schooling, gone.
The irony is...
Again, doesn't it just seem like he's forgetting parts of the bullet points? When you figure something out, same difference. If you did, in fact, figure this out on your own, and what I should also say is, if he was an honest person, he wasn't working for the music business. He wasn't working for people who pull our strings. I would take what he said with fewer grains of salt. Perhaps. And that's if I, ran across it randomly, which is pretty unlikely, especially today. It would also not be widely circulated, which this has been, but either way, I'll digress. What the fuck do I know? It stinks. It's just red flags, but yeah. Let's see, anything else eye-opening? Just bullshit. Related to bullshit. In other words, still got 6 followers. Most people don't give a fuck. And I kick most people out of here anyway. But people aren't going back through here and they're not watching the videos. And a lot of these in here are garbage anyway. I really did want people to watch the one with this little plus sigil in it. And obviously people sure as shit saw it, right? What the fuck do I know?